Hey there, garden friends. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take you on a nice little garden tour of our school garden here. Right now it's the end of June. Things are looking really nice out in the garden. I'm pretty impressed with how things are looking. Plenty of fruit off the fruit trees, the peaches, nectarines are coming in nicely, pluots. The cherries were insane this year. It was awesome. But before I take you on this tour, I want to do a quick thank you to all of my subscribers. I made it to 1,000 and beyond, so I'm officially monetized, I guess. So the pennies are rolling in. But I just want to say thank you to anybody who subscribes, who comes back for more videos. I really appreciate it, and it's just fun sharing plants and the passion of gardening and growing. Plants are my life. I love growing and gardening and landscaping and all that and cultivating. And I've been a teacher for about 14 years doing that, but I'm much more of a student than I would ever call myself a teacher. I love learning about plants. So let's just get right into it. Let's go learn a little bit and go see a little bit about what a school garden looks like at the end of June. We're here in zone 9B, so it's so hot, dry summers, kind of cool, moist winters. Yeah, not too bad. Let's go take a look. So I'm out here gardening with my bud. Hey there, buddy. So we're having fun. That's my son. I love him so much. So the garden's looking pretty decent. Warm weather's coming in. Thankfully, it's actually been a relatively cool June, although I'm kind of sweating right now a little bit, but compared to how things have been, it's actually hasn't been too hot. We haven't had triple digits at all, really, I think, or often. It's been pretty cool. So we've got eggplant, we've got cilantro coming up. You can see the basil. I planted sunflowers everywhere around the garden just because we planted a bunch with the students. We've got about 4 or 5 varieties. So I'm really looking forward to how that looks, and I'll show it off in future videos because I'm thankfully. Tomatoes like crazy right now out in the garden. I hope you're growing some as well. Full sun, obviously. We got the drip system going right now. This is a row of experimental tomatoes. Look at this right here. Look how many tomatoes are on this one little truss. This one branch just covered, and you can see it's getting weighed down here, and it's just packed full. And that is called Barry's Crazy Cherry, which isn't even available. It's a new hybrid that we're working with. Not mine, of course. Cherokee purples. I love Cherokee purple so much. We did a whole row of Cherokee purples, and they're actually looking pretty good. I got the water doing a nice deep slow soak on them today, and then we'll let them dry out for a few days. We grew a bunch of peppers. This is Corno de Toro, the horn of the bull, and I actually harvested one and ate one yesterday, and it's really good. Sweet. And just has a really good firm texture. I'm already looking forward to getting these and stuffing them with some cheese and some goodies, some herbs and whatnot, and really enjoying those because they're good. I liked them a lot. Very good sweet pepper. And look at these clusters of these sun golds that we've had. Here, maybe I'll show you on the other side. They're really starting to take off, and the way these clusters look is just really cool. Look at this. Look at that. Boom. That's a sun gold branch. And they're actually pretty good size, and they're delicious. So good. It's my favorite, one of my favorite little tomatoes. Actually, I say my favorite, but I have so many. But I'm telling you, sun golds. So I'm celebrating the 1,000 subscribers by harvesting today with the boy. We're gonna go back and do some cooking. We're gonna make some really good dishes. Here is one of your basic tomatoes. This is the Ace 55, but look at that one. Really looking killer. Okay, so I won't take you one by one. Let me speed things up. I know your time is precious. More peppers, a lot of wax peppers right here. More sun golds that are looking really good already. But yeah, look at that. Boom, big clusters coming down. Look at this branch. Let me see if I can pull that out. Just look at that. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yeah, so they're looking pretty good. We built this little net for the cucumbers. We just planted a couple weeks back, and they're really taking off, and they're just grabbing onto that trellis pretty easy. They're taking right to it. So the tomatoes are coming in, looking really decent. A lot more. I just planted this row of peppers. Kind of the last thing we planted was this row, so they're a little bit smaller, and that's okay. But look at these. This is the kryptonite from Wild Boar Farms. Look at that. That is cool. These ones we grew last year with a lot of success, and I think we're gonna grow them even better this year. We've done a lot to the soil, amended it even more, and we're having fun. Oh, here's one I'm really into. This is the Black Beauty. And no, don't adjust your television, folks. That's how dark these ones are. Oh, yeah, I planted 2 of them right here. So you can see another one. They're really dark. They'll get even darker. Then right when they're ripen up, they'll soften up a little bit. They'll get a little red in their cheeks and be mostly black on the outside. Then you slice into it and they're just blood red on the inside, looking really good. So we've got about 60 something odd plants of tomatoes in our garden this year, but we probably have about 40 to 40 varieties or more, give or take. I'll have to give a final countdown eventually, but look at these. These ones are cool too. Atomic Fusion, I think. Oh, so good. So we've got plenty going on in the garden right now. One thing we planted too at the last, was habaneros. I'm growing a bunch of habaneros this year. So we're gonna, same thing. They're very much like the tomatoes, full sun, decent soil, a little bit of water, fertilizing throughout the season as needed, organically, of course, and life's good. So you can see these little seedlings we planted are taking off, but guess what? They're probably gonna be overrun pretty soon by all of these pumpkins. Now I planted them a little bit closer than normal. Usually I like to give them a little bit more space. If you've ever grown pumpkins, you know they take a lot of space, but we're gonna let these ones, we're gonna train these ones to kind of expand outwards as much as they need to out into the outer areas, because this is the end of our garden, so they can kind of go to the left side here pretty easily. And hopefully we'll have a nice pumpkin harvest with plenty of pumpkins to enjoy. We did last year, and so I think this year we're actually gonna do even better. So this is our little pumpkin patch right here, which, like I said, we planted them a little bit tighter. Usually they need a little bit more space, but we kind of, we'll see how it ends up. Sometimes you try to put them too tight, they can work, not work out for you, but too far apart, then you're wasting space. We want to get as much out of them as possible. Now, one, I really want to show you, look at this branch right here. Look how many tomatoes are on this branch. And I think this is my row, just like the Cherokee Purple, this is my new favorite tomato, the pink Berkeley tie-dye. I love it just as much as the Cherokee Purple, maybe even more. I don't know, we'll see. But look at these ones, look how many there are, and they get a bit bigger, and there's just so many on these lower branches. And these are my first tomatoes of the season for the big ones. So I've already eaten some of the smaller tomatoes, and they've done well for me. But none of the big ones, none of the slicing tomatoes have been ready yet. They always take a little bit longer. And you notice all the tomato plants look a little bit different from each other. They all have different kind of growth habits, different leaf. Look at there, my boy's getting some blueberries. He loves them, huh, bud? Getting some blueberries? Yeah, we got a weed around there, huh, buddy? So everything's looking really good. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I didn't even go look into the fruit trees. They're killer. We'll have to do a separate video on them. They're their own beast. But as far as the berries, so far we've had strawberries, blueberries, boysenberries, raspberries, blackberries, and they're all been delicious. The fruit has been amazing so far, but really we're in a holding pattern, just waiting for all these tomatoes to ripen. I'm thinking next week. I might have to do a follow-up video where I'm actually cutting these, slicing them, maybe even doing some tastings. But until then, I'll have to just enjoy some of these Sun Golds and Sweet 100s that I have, because those are the first ones to go so far for us. But even the basic ones, like the Romas, are looking really good and they're close. And of course, those Ace, like I showed you, they're just really close. And so for me, tomatoes, it's all about just giving them the proper amount of space, a little bit of pruning early on. Actually, as you probably noticed, I probably need to do a little bit more pruning. I've been a little bit behind. We pruned them pretty heavily early on to thin them out and to have less leads. But now they're getting bigger, they're a little more wild. And so in a way, I might have to get in here and do a little bit of thinning, which will mean maybe less fruit on one hand, but the fruit we do get will be a little bit more robust and healthy. So it's a balance, it's a give and take. So we're looking forward to it. I hope you've enjoyed this garden. If you did, please put down a comment or whatever, or if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. Like I said, I'm here to learn as much as I am as a teacher. I'm much more of a student. So please let me know what you're doing in your garden to make your tomatoes thrive, because everyone's got their own tips and tricks to share, and I just love that. But come back next time for more garden adventures, friends. That about does it. Take care now. Happy gardening to you all, and please never ever stop growing.